Animals 2011 Annual Humane Award presented to Rescue Inc. in appreciation for your years of confronting animal abusers and rescuing animals. August 20th, 2011.
Thank you. Like Dennis was saying, a lot of the stuff National Geographic Channel, right? You know, it is for a TV show. So I'll give you the real story. Rescue Inc. is composed of all street guys. We all grew up together. We grew up in a neighborhood in Queens, Howard Beach, Ozone Park, if anybody's familiar with it. It was a neighborhood of street guys. There was a lot of problems. A lot of women in the area would come to us when they had problems, either getting abused, animals getting abused, and we would help them out. Well, anyway, this would get around, and all of a sudden we started dealing with a lot of problems. Anyway, the New York Times found out about this, and the New York Times says, "When can you come by you guys' clubhouse?" All right, come by. So we wanted to find out what you do. We want to go out with you and see what you do with animals. The animals are getting abused. We said, we were a little against that. First said, we don't want newspapers there. What are these guys going to do? So they come out with us, spend a day or two with us, and that was it. So we get a call from the New York Times. I think it was about a day later. You guys got to come down to the New York Times building. I said, we're in trouble. We're getting locked up. Something happened. We did something. So, what did you do? What did you do? We get down to the building. We walk in. There's a big lunchroom. Everybody gives a standing ovation. So we're sitting there and like, wow, that's weird. People usually throwing stuff at us when we come to the house. So we get there and the head of the New York Times is there. They bring us to an office and they're like, we got to ask you a question. How many times did your computers go down? What does your agent say? I said, we have one laptop that we're all in a room looking at. We have no computers. What agent? He goes, your articles, it was a 5-page article. Our computers crashed 5 times. It was the biggest thing in the New York Times ever. So we said, wow. So, what do you guys do? So, we all had jobs. And nothing. We just help people. That's what we do. So Nat Geo had got involved after that, started a TV series. It took off from there. I went to Ellen, Dr. Phil, traveled all around the world. I just got back from Iowa last week. Joe was actually in Pennsylvania today, right? I chose Rhode Island because you talk a little more like me. I don't even understand what I'm saying. They said, what, water? You want to drink what? I said, water. Well, they wanted to give me pop for soda. So, we were in Iowa. I've been living out of a suitcase, basically, for the last month, it feels like, going all around the country. But it's been great. We're not taping now, so we have time to do this. Once we tape, a lot of things are dedicated to that. Going on the rescues, it's been rough, I do have a regular job. Not everybody believes it, but I am a police officer. A lot of people don't believe that because tattoos and all, but I've been doing that 15 years. I got into it because I like to help people. We're big against bullying too. We don't like bullies. We talk in schools about kids getting bullied, kids getting picked on, and it actually makes a difference. I took a lot of ribbon at work for it in the beginning. They'd say, it's only an animal. That's what a lot of people would say. A lot of my friends, it's only this, it's only that. Well, I used to tell them like this. You know what? It starts out like that. Because 100% of your pedophiles, these serial killers, and rapists, they all start out abusing small animals. When they lose that rush they're getting from it, that's when they move on to the elderly person, the child, and that's how it happens. So I tell them, that could be a grandmother, it could be a child. You still think it's only an animal, huh? So, we go on a lot of cases, and sometimes we spend 3 or 4 weeks, spend $3,000 or $4,000 on one animal. And people say, these guys are crazy. But you know what? It makes a difference to that animal. That one animal, it makes a difference to in that life. And that's why we do what we do. Dennis was talking a lot about different cases. We have a lot of funny cases. We have a lot of sad cases. We did a case a little while ago, the McDonough case, if anybody's familiar with it. This woman, what she would do is she would have her children would get puppies for them, or any type of animal. Every time they would do something bad, she would take the animal, kill it in front of the child. They contacted law enforcement. They contacted ASPCA by us. They didn't do anything. I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, Joe got a phone call from one of the kids. He says, listen, I really need help with this. Can you help me? So Joe called us, get us all together. So we got to act on this. Within 24 hours, we had the police there. They were digging up the yard. I think they found 44 animal bodies. She went to court recently, and she's convicted, and she's in jail. And you know what? Those kids thanked us, and it was great. You know, so it's things like that. You know what? Things like that about doing the right thing and helping people. You know, that's what we're really involved in. It's people like you actually that make a difference too. You know, you really supporting us, having us here in this thing. I think it's great. You know, I've been to Rhode Island a couple of times. The people have always been great to me. Received a really good reception. This is a great award. You know, it's really it's something crazy. You know, it's and here comes the motorcycle. That's it. He's here. So I don't know if a lot of you, if you want to come up and ask us questions, we have that. We are on Facebook. I'm Big Mike. They call me Rescue Inc. That's my Facebook thing. We have Rescue Inc. /Redemption. We do have cards if you want to go on that. Let me explain a little something else what we do. A lot of people do get mad at us all the time. Number one, for knocking on the door 1 in the morning and keep coming back. Some people call us. They'll be like, I got my daughter a puppy for Christmas. You guys take it. I don't want it anymore. No, you can post it on our page. We don't do that. We go to the most serious situations. We go to the worst things you can imagine. We'll go to. We're not there to take a puppy because you got it for Christmas. We don't do that. So look at this little guy up here. He's adorable. But Jen takes care of a lot of our events. If it wasn't for her, we'd be running in circles. We'd be running around. She's like our dead mom, and she actually got us here today. The youngest one, yeah. The youngest one. She does a lot. I'm going to turn it over to her. She is a school teacher, so she does deal with a lot of kids. Hold on.
I'm actually not going to use the mic. I'm loud enough. I am a school teacher. Obviously, this is my husband. I am den mom. I kind of rose through the ranks really quick. I bucked tradition and became the female member of Rescuing. I got the tattoos, I got the attitude, I got everything, and when he was talking about bullying, that was kind of one of the big pushes that I had when I started with Rescuing. Because as a school teacher, I watch kids bully. I work in an inner city school district, even though I'm on Long Island, where they think it's cool to fight pit bulls. They think it's cool to watch cockfighting, because that's their background. That's what their families did. So when I started working with Rescuing and I started talking to them, I said, you guys are missing a huge population. You're talking to people who are adults, who already are there with you, that understand it. You need to start going grassroots. You need to start with the younger kids. So I went to my principal, and my principal's a real nervous guy. And I said, listen, I want to bring Rescuing to the school. And he's like, God, like, you sure? I said, yeah. I'm like, Andy, they're great. He's like, can we just start in your class? Yeah, Andy, that's okay. You can start in my class. And next thing you know, he says, what are they bringing with them? Each other and probably a dog or two. What kind of dog? Pit bulls. He's like, sure it's going to be okay? I said, yeah. I said, I'll bring them in while the kids are in classes, so we can put them in my classroom. No one's there. Then I'll bring my class in. I said, come down and hang out. It was the most talked about speaking event in the school, so much so that they want them to come back 2 and 3 times a year to talk to 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders. They talked to SAD. They went to schools for the deaf. They've talked all over the country about that, from prisons to regular schools to what we believe in is redemption. Everybody gets a second chance, whether you're an animal or you're a human. So, as den mom, as event coordinator, as case expert, I'm the one that kind of makes sure they're doing where they need to be, where they need to go, and they're seeing what needs to be done. I need your help, so we have cards, help us out, and we can keep going stronger.
Yay!
There's one more thing I want to say. A little while ago, we went to the Senate. They actually had us up in the Capitol in New York, and talk about pit bulls and people how they judge certain. They just look at something or something, an animal, and they judge it. Like a pit bull is judged. It's judged the wrong way. So we went to the Capitol building on the motorcycles, looking the way we look. We went in there. the guys at the front had no idea, you know, what we were there for, who we were. When I went, I was treated horribly. They treated me, look at this guy, empty your pocket. So they, just by the looks of me, they didn't know anything about me. They just thought I was some biker, looking to start trouble. So the one guy was very apologetic when he went through my stuff. He found my police shield. He didn't know, he looked like an idiot. So you don't judge like that. But we did go into the Senate.